What's going on, Alabama fans? This is Brandon, aka Fresh, COO of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. I got another hot one for y'all today. And before we get started, guys, I need y'all to like this video. I need 500 likes, and I'm gonna tell you why. I have another hot banger coming, guys. It is absolutely scorching hot. I have a source, very reputable source, that gave me some detailed information on last week's first scrimmage, Alabama scrimmage, that you do not want to miss. I have the video already recorded, already ready to go. It will not be released until I get 500 likes. Y'all been doing really well. I appreciate the love and the feedback that I've received on the past few videos. Haven't gotten 500 likes yet, so I need 500 likes for me to drop that. If not, gotta wait till I get that 500. But if we get 500, I could drop it today. So it's up to y'all. If y'all want to hear it, you want to hear the thoughts that this individual gave me on how Alabama has looked, you're definitely not going to want to miss that. Go ahead and like this video. Don't wait. Do it now, and I will release that video. In terms of the video today, guys, this is probably something that many Alabama fans have been feeling for quite some time, and I want to make sure I'll drop my perspective and give y'all my thoughts on this, because it's pretty a universal thought for many Alabama fans, many pundits who have who cover the team as we do, as publications or whatnot, and that's Pete Golding and this Alabama defense. Nick Saban being the head of not just the team, but also someone who has his thumb directly on top of the defense, being that's his calling card. This year is put up or shut up. There's really no other way to sugarcoat. I can't be anything but frank as it relates to that. This Alabama team has absolutely no excuses, and I feel like the excuse card has been overplayed way too much for this situation. I think that a lot of people who were Pete Golding defenders gave him a pass for the first year, being that it was his first year calling plays for such an elite program, coming from where he came from, much smaller schools. However, this being his fourth year as Alabama's sole defensive coordinator, there's absolutely no reason for there to be any more hiccups. And let me go ahead and jump into absolutely why. If you look at the roster breakdown of what this Alabama defense has coming back, and let me pull it up right now, and in case you're not following along on your own computer. Let's just go across the defensive line up front. So you got Dallas Turner coming back, and we all know what he brought last year as a true freshman. All right. DJ Dale, Tim Smith, Byron Young, Justin Eboigbe. Do I need to go on? That's four. I'll stop there. That's just the defensive linemen, those four. So we got the outside linebacker on one side. Do I even need to mention Will Anderson's name? Do I even need to mention the Terminator and what he brings? I don't think I need to, but of course he's a part of it. So I'll go ahead and drop his name down there as well. In the middle, we have Henry To'oTo'o and presumably Jalen Moody to help fill the gaps in the middle. We also have Chris Braswell as a pass rusher to back up either Dallas Turner, Will Anderson. And I'm gonna stop there because I feel like that's enough just on that. Deontay Lawson, I'm gonna throw him in the mix. I do believe he's gonna see a lot of playing time this year in some way, shape, or form. But let's go ahead and go to the secondary. You expect Kool-Aid McKinstry to have one side. Go to the other side, you expect more than likely Eli Ricks, but you also have experience with Kyrie Jackson. All right, so you have one guy who has already played in the SEC, done well, former 5-star, another 5-star who has starting experience in Kool-Aid McKinstry. You know what type of mentality he brings. Kyrie Jackson, JUCO transfer who played last year as well. Didn't have his best moment in the national championship game, but he did show some flashes that he can hold his own So you have that. So you have experience at the cornerback position, which is pivotal, which is critical. Critical for a Nick Saban defense. Now let's go to the safety position. Jordan Battle, Brian Branch, DeMarco Hellams, Malachi Moore. What else needs to be said? Now, if you go back into the history of a Nick Saban defense, up the middle, when they're strong up the middle, that has always been when they've been at their best. Go back all the way to 2008, starting with Terrence Cody in the middle, Dante Hightower, Rolando McClain, strong up the middle. Mark Barron, the 2009 defense, same thing, strong up the middle. Then most recently as a very aggressive unit, 2017, Rashaan Evans, strong up the middle, safety position. All right. So you look at this defense, and this is at all three levels. Three levels. So you're talking about Tim Smith, a combination of Tim Smith, DJ Dale, Henry To'oTo'o, Jalen Moody, Jordan Battle, Brian Branch. I believe Brian Branch is going to be that free safety position with Malachi Moore at the star. Not really sure where that leaves DeMarco Hellams. Potentially kind of what they did with Daniel Wright, probably kind of play him at the money position, filling gaps as well in the back end. I think they're going to be a lot more creative. But I say all this to say, there's no more excuses. Absolutely no more excuses for Pete Golden, who I feel like has gotten a pass in the past. He did step up a little bit more last year, but there were still some moments where this Alabama defense wasn't at their best. But I do believe that he did start to turn the corner. He turned the corner a little bit late in the 2020 season because that defense very much underperformed a lot last year as well to start the year. He did turn it around, and they started to play much faster, much better, got a little bit more creative with the blitz packages. But this year, if we don't see a lot more aggression, a lot more playmaking, a lot more domination, I do believe that there will be a change after next season. I do not expect that because I think there's just too much. There's too much talent. And I feel like, these were topics that were discussed last year. And a lot of Alabama fans, you kind of look at, the layout, when you read certain comments, a lot of them felt the same way, that the defense should have still been a lot more further along, even to start the year, based on what was returning. But now when you have leaders like a Will Anderson, who is on his third year, you have Jordan Battle, who is a senior, you have Brian Branch, Malachi Moore, DeMarco Hellams. These guys are all at least in their third year. Henry To'oTo'o, even though this is only his second year at Alabama, he's been a starting linebacker in the SEC now going on at least 3 years. Jalen Moody, he's been a part of the program for an extended period of time. DJ Dale, fourth year. Justin Eboigbe, Byron Young, all these guys have been here. This is not a young defense anymore. These are guys, and when you have a Nick Saban defense that mentally knows what they're doing, that's when it gets scary. Even if you go all the way back to that 2009 defense, they were old. All right, he had a lot of juniors, a lot of seniors on that defense, and they just played so fast. Doesn't mean that they have a whole bunch of guys who are running 4-3 and 4-4. All right, if you know what to do, if your first instinct is to make the first step the correct step, that's what Nick Saban expects, and that's what makes the defenses faster. They just move fast. And I believe that's what you'll start to see this year. You'll see guys get to the ball a step or two quicker because they understand where they should be. Shouldn't see too much miscommunication. There's a lot of miscommunications the past couple of years. Players just not knowing where to go, what spot to be in. And that's what made the defense not look as crisp as what you're used to seeing in a Nick Saban defense. And the other part to this argument and this what this video is discussing in terms of the excuse factor. You know, you've heard Nick Saban kind of mention before that, you know, defenses, you're not going to see too many defenses nowadays be able to hold teams under 2 touchdowns and hold them to 200 yards a game or whatever. And Georgia disproved that notion emphatically last year. And Kirby Smart pretty much just, you know, gave Nick Saban the finger in so many ways when he in his defense shut all that noise up. You know, so Nick Saban can't use that anymore, because we just saw a Georgia team in the SEC hold teams to 10 points a game. And before that, it was around 8 points a game until Alabama put 42 in the SEC championship. But you were holding teams to under 10 points a game for the large part of the season. For the full season, you held teams to 10 points, less than 270 yards of total offense. It can be done. So this whole notion that teams nowadays in these fast-paced offenses, these explosive offenses, just all of a sudden can't, defenses can't hold these teams to low numbers is false. So when you have the talent and you have the ability, you can do just what Georgia did. And Alabama can replicate that, because they have pretty much everything that you need at all phases, from the defensive line, the linebacking core, and most importantly, the secondary, because that's where Nick Saban excels at. He holds the secondary, he teaches and coaches the secondary. That's where, when he's had an elite secondary, a very strong secondary, his defenses have always been very potent. And I believe we should be able to see that in 2022. If we don't, you as fans, you have every right to come on, whether it's this page, any other forum, and just absolutely unleash your fury. I'm not predicting that. I believe game 1, this team is going to play with their hair on fire, this defense especially. And I think that Utah State is going to have a very long day. And I don't think it's going to be a very fun day, because Will Anderson is going to be coming from one side. Dallas Turner is going to be coming from another side. I believe Henry To'oTo'o is going to be doing a lot of what, Nakobe Dean. I was trying to think of Georgia's middle linebacker. Nakobe Dean did, because I feel like you saw that with Christian Harris. They started to actually use him more as a pass rusher. And I believe you'll see that in some way, shape, or form, kind of like what Rashaan Evans did. I think that Henry To'oTo'o has that ability, that quick twitch ability to attack. I think we'll see a lot of that from him or somebody from that linebacker position. You definitely will see it from Malachi Moore, Brian Branch. I believe you'll see some corner blitzes as well, because I believe they feel they have guys that can cover even better. So you're going to see a lot of mixing and matching from this defense. Defenses that you've seen from Nick Saban that you probably haven't seen in a while, because there's been a lot of down years. 2018 was terrible. 2019 wasn't much better. 2020 was marginally better. 2021 was definitely a little bit better. But 2022, and I believe and beyond, you should start seeing a string of Alabama defenses that are kind of going back to that core of what Nick Saban is known for. All right. Well, that's all I got for y'all today. Remember, 500 likes, I will drop that heat-seeking missile I have from the first Alabama scrimmage. I have sourced information that you're not going to want to miss. If I get 500 likes, I will drop that. If it's 500 likes today, I'll drop it today. But that's going to be up to y'all. So if you want to hear that, please, again, make sure you like this video. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel as well. We are about to explode, guys. We have all types of information, all types of content that you're not going to get anywhere else on YouTube. There's nobody else that's going to be dropping content like us. So please jump on the bandwagon now. Share this channel with all your Alabama fans, or even college football fans who want to join the party as well. Make sure you're following us on our other social media platforms. Twitter, TD Alabama Mag, Instagram, TD Alabama Mag. Like us on Facebook, please. Subscribe to our content, our premium content on our website, touchdownalabama.com. And that's all I got for y'all. This is again Brandon, aka Fresh, signing off. Take care.